Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome.
Welcome to Enlight PhotoFox Live. We're here every week to bring you guys tutorials,
Inspiration, cool ideas.
Yeah, all that stuff. I'm actually Stav. I'm the head of social media here at Lightricks. We are the company behind Enlight. This right here is Joseph.
I'm Joseph, and I'm the visual artist of Lightricks. Yes.
Yes, and we're actually the two people behind the tutorials. Joseph does the visuals, and I used to write the text, but now we do video tutorials, so
You change a little bit,
I correct things. And we're actually here today to show you something really cool. It's a cool tutorial, the one that we posted on Tuesday. It's called Fragmented tutorial, also known as the Dispersion effect.
Dispersion, yeah, that's the most known name out there in the internet.
Basically, it's like you take a picture and then you sort of break it up into little particles, but it's still the colors of the original. I mean, we can just show you.
Like an explosion, kind of. We'll show you,
yeah. So I think we're ready to get started. If you guys have any questions or comments, I have a computer here and I'm looking at all of your stuff. I see we have someone from the Philippines saying hi. Linda is saying hi. Hi, Linda.
I don't think we had like 3 people from Philippines. That's the first time. It's very cool.
Yeah, Debbie Douglas. Debbie Douglas is actually a participant in our PhotoFox group. I don't know if you guys know we have a group called Enlight PhotoFox group.
Yeah.
And it's actually basically for you guys to give your inspiration, give you inspiration for you to upload your own tutorials, for you guys to give us also ideas on what you want to see. You can do Enlight PhotoFox battles, upload a picture and ask people to see what they can do with it.
Sounds good.
What other things can you do?
I mean, it's pretty much full of inspiration. People are doing awesome stuff and they're really high quality. You should check it out if you're looking for inspiration. And also, it's a very good way to find support and kind of get your questions answered. We always try to answer all your questions, but it's also a good way to share what you know or ask things that you might be wondering how to do it. It's also a very good way to get that.
Yeah. So that's what that is. If you guys haven't joined it yet, you should. You can just go to our Facebook page and then go to groups and you can find it there. Or if you don't know, just ask us, send us a direct message. We can send you a link. And I think we're ready to get started. So
let's do it.
So yeah, let's get started.
Okay, so let's start by opening our app. And here I'm starting from an empty canvas, and I'm gonna add first my my first image, which is basically a girl jumping. This is a different picture that I used from the original tutorial because I want to show you guys a different scenario for this technique, and I'm gonna show you actually a different way to get the same result. So basically, what we're looking for in this image is to have like first of all, of course, high resolution, very important in order to get good results. Start by having a high resolution picture like this one. As you can see, you have all these crisp edges and no pixels anywhere. And also, it's gonna help a lot if you have like an image that has a flat or a clean background. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna start erasing. Actually, we're gonna start by duplicating our first image. So we're gonna tap on it and we're gonna drag it to the plus sign, and then we'll have it already duplicated. And we're gonna start by erasing the background. So we're gonna isolate this character from the background. So let's go to eraser and we're gonna start erasing. But now when I do this, I don't see what's happening. So the way to see what's actually you're doing, you tap on this icon here and then you'll see what it does. It actually disappears the bottom layer that is, or any other layer that it's in your project. So you will be only working on the exact layer that you want to be working on. So let's start erasing. And just like that.
So we have a lot of people saying hi to us. We have Kader El Harimi saying hi from New Orleans.
Hello.
Hello, you're up
Hello,
early,
Kader.
I feel like today. We have hi from Taiwan, from Movin.
Cool.
We have Kinzang who said that we're super.
Thank you.
You guys are
You're super too.
We have Luca from Brazil. I know that because he put like 7 Brazil flags. So
Yeah, I think
hi
that's
from Brazil. Juan from Mexico. We have people all over the world today. Melanie from South Africa. Mark Snyder, who's always here with us. Hi, Mark. I think you're from Australia, if I remember correctly. Kansas City. So yeah, welcome you guys. We have an exciting tutorial. This is actually a little bit different. I think we said it before. It's a little bit different than the tutorial that we uploaded on Tuesday. It's got a little bit of a different method. Why did you do a different method? What was the reasoning?
Actually, because in the original one, we wanted to replace the background, and then in this case, we're not replacing the background. We're keeping the same background, but we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna be using heal, the feature heal, which is gonna help us to get that effect of dispersion, and you'll see very soon what I mean by that. And it's just I want to do this in this way, in this new way, because not always you're going to be using a picture that is with the same settings of the one that I use on the tutorial. So just to show you that there are many ways that also to get the same effect with this app, because it's just a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, and also I think we're actually going to be using the heal tool, which you wouldn't think you would use in this kind of tutorial. So it also, to try and encourage you guys to think outside of the box. A lot of the tools can be used for purposes that they're not really meant for, but if you can sort of, I feel like the app inspires you to be creative and think okay, I need to copy something, how could I do it? Or I need to get this to turn a different color, how can I do it using the tools of the night? So it's also kind of the reason we're here.
Okay, so I already erased my background, and now I'm gonna tap the check mark. So now I'm gonna add a new layer by tapping the plus sign here, and it's gonna be transparent. And I'm gonna go and fill it within layers. I'm gonna go to fill. I'm gonna fill it up with white. Tap the check mark, and I'm gonna lower the opacity just a little bit. Not too much, maybe 50, that's okay. As long as you can see what's going on beneath. And now I'm gonna add a new layer. It's gonna be also transparent. And this time we're gonna go to artistic and then effects. Now, in this case, I do want to see what's going on behind in the other layers, because I'm going to do it based on that. I'm going to go and create, actually, you have many options here. What I actually used on the tutorial was this bird brush, but in this case, I'm going to use in the festive package, I'm going to use this one, because it will also create the same effect, just different variation. It's not going to be bird, it's going to be like small squares you're gonna see right now. So let's go to the set brush, and I'm gonna just make it a little bit smaller, just something like that. And I'm gonna start by creating, so the idea is to create like a smooth effect that goes like that. Like it goes fade out like in small pieces, but starts like with a lot of density in the beginning. I'm gonna show you what I mean by that. So something like that. And here we're gonna add a lot more in the area of the character where she's actually. We're gonna have a lot more density in this area. And as it gets...
You really wanna sort of show that they're really like clustered together closer to her, and then they sort of like break off.
Yeah.
That's the idea. I think that looks...
Okay. That's it. Okay, now let's tap the check mark. And okay, now we're gonna need these particles to go black. So we can do that very easily by going to tools, no, actually to tone, I'm sorry, and then go to duo. You can do this in many ways, but I'm going to show you the one that I like to use. Then you turn color 1 and color 2 to black, and blending, you're going to use multiply. Like that, you're already going to have that.
I didn't know that.
Tap the check mark, and now we're going to go to our layer of the white, and we're going to raise it to 100. So now, what we're going to merge these two layers into one by dragging it.
Yeah, you just drag and drop in order to merge things.
Yeah. Basically, what we created here is the mask that we're going to be using for our explosion. And we did it based on the character that we have below. And it's going to help us do... Now, I'm going to go and start doing the reshape effect. That I'm gonna do it on the isolated character that I just created at the beginning. So let's go to reshape, and I just want to see my layer. So let's go first to freeze, and we're gonna start. If you don't know, if you are not very familiarized with this tool, basically you can freeze areas that you don't want to be reshaped, that you want the application to keep in the original shape, and so that way you're gonna just
basically it freezes the area. So.
Yeah, that's it. It's a simpler way to say it. Basically, that's what it does.
I appreciate your attempt though.
Yeah. All right, just like that. The areas that I wanna actually reshape is only the edges of the side that is gonna be exploding, and the front part of the character will be intact. So let's go to Tools and start reshaping. So it will be, we're going to be doing this reshaping in direction of our explosion so that it will fill the whole area of the particles. It sounds very scientific.
Yeah, it sounds like you're
know.
dealing with nuclear particles, atomic particles.
Yeah, basically, and now let's have the check mark.
So reshape is actually used for, what is it used for? Like if you want to like sort of smooth the angle of your face, or like you can use it in other ways, sort of like.
You can turn an apple into a square apple. You can. Yeah,
you can use it creatively, or you can use it sort of to correct portraits, to move things in or out, make things a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. But this is actually a really cool artistic way to use it that you might not have thought about. Yeah,
you can totally think in a more practical way, just for less creative and just more like boring things.
So don't think.
No, I did. You sometimes you need to do boring stuff. I mean, come on. So let's do blending mode, and now we're gonna use the screen mode. So basically, we're gonna see now all the areas that were black are gonna be shown in the showing the layer that is behind it. All right. And we're gonna go and merge these two layers. Okay.
We have Fidele, which is saying, I'm a big supporter of your app. I started with Photoshop, but now. I don't know what that means, Fidele. I would like to answer, but I don't know what that means. So if you want to clarify, I'll be happy to answer. And if any of you other guys have questions out there, let me know. We can answer them.
You can totally answer them.
Totally.
Now I'm gonna use this cool technique that I use to get rid of annoying backgrounds, like for example in this case, which is it's just a flat color, so you can just make it very, very small, like that. And then you go to eraser, and then you tap on the brush control, you make it really big, and then just by...
This is like a super cool trick that it's very expert level.
Yeah,
like you just make it really small, and then you can just erase all the white with like one tiny...
But be careful, don't do this without supervision of an adult, because it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's tap the check mark, and that's it. If you make it bigger again, you can just make it be in the original place, and that's it. You get rid of all that white in just one swipe. That's pretty cool. All right.
So people are answering me for Fideli, saying they think it means Mark says he thinks he's not sure if he'll stay with Photoshop or not. Well, if that's what it means, I don't think Photoshop does this kind of thing. I feel like they don't give you personal attention like we do. If that helps your decision.
I think, I think it's... we get a lot of personal support in here. Okay, now there are two steps that we need in order to finish this look. Now we're gonna go to the original layer that is the background, and we're gonna start going. We're gonna go to heal. which is what we spoke before. Why are we doing this? Because I'm going to show you here. These areas, I want them to be without the original photo, so it looks like it's actually dispersing or exploding. So I'm going to show you right now. So I'm going to just make some area here. I'm going to select an area, and then when you just choose an area that looks like it's like more like it's empty, and then it will copy it. It will copy that. I don't know if you know the tone. There's a feature called clone. So it's basically how it works. It's the same in Photoshop. So just like that. And then we're gonna tap the plus, and we're gonna keep doing this until we
Actually,
get the
we
effect.
we had someone asking how the heel works. Debbie Douglas is saying, I'm having trouble with heel. So maybe we can explain in general how heel works.
Okay, so it's very easy. You need to just swipe over an area, right? And then what it will create, it's an area that it will be copying from another area, which is the same shape that you created. So if you take it from here, it will be taking that specific area, and it will copy it in that order.
It takes like the area in front of the arrow to the area the arrow is pointing to, and this is the part that's getting copied onto, and this is the thing that's being copied, if that makes sense.
As you can see, it's not only just copying it like exactly how it is, it's using like a kind of a blending mode, so it looks more natural and it doesn't look so like you're sticking just
in your face. Yeah,
it's more smooth. You can also control the opacity if you want it to be less strong, or the feathering. You cannot see it here anymore because we already worked on this. But okay, now let's do this a couple of times more, and I think we're done. Let's take it from here. And okay, now I'm going to show you what I just did by tapping the compare button. So as you can see, I just made disappear the whole thing that is behind. Now it looks like it's really exploding the original character. Okay, now let's tap the check mark. And the only thing we need to do is to just erase a little bit from the areas of the explosion. So let's go to the top layer. Let's go to layers, and let's go to eraser. And we're gonna just, to make it look like more smooth, more natural, let's make it a bigger brush. Let's lower the opacity. Let's raise the feather, and let's take away the edge avoidance. We're gonna start just taking away the effect from these areas, from the area that is the original photo, from front. Just like that.
We have a question from Eric Marr asking if Enlight is available on iPad Pro. It's definitely available on iPad Pro. Enlight, yes. Both Enlight and Enlight PhotoFox. I'm not sure if you're referring to Enlight, which is the first version of that, or Enlight PhotoFox, which is this version of that. But it's available on both, and it's actually really fun to use on books. So you should definitely look for that. And it's a universal app. So if you download it on your iPad, and then you also have an iPhone, you can use it without paying the same thing.
Yeah. Very cool to use it in iPad Pro. Highly recommend it. Okay, now I wanna apply some filters and effects to make it look even better. So in this case, I would recommend you to actually, maybe let's see. Sometimes it can work if you merge. It actually did work. Great, but if for some reason when you merge it, it changes the way it looks, the best thing you can do is just save the photo and then reopen it, and then you can start applying your filters and all the final retouches. So let's go and tone. I'm going to show you what I would do. I would use some filters, just not too much.
We have another question from Ara. Can I interrupt you? Sorry. He's saying Erase Tool is so much better with the free version than the Pro. Pro is way too harsh with zero opacity. One of the biggest issues I have. I don't think there's any difference between the Erase Tool on free and the Erase Tool on Pro. There's no difference.
I don't think there's a difference.
I'm pretty sure there's no difference. I can check that out for you, but maybe that's not exactly what you mean. But there's definitely no difference between the Erase Tool. And if anything, it would be better on Pro.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? It doesn't make sense. So maybe clarify what you mean.
Yeah.
Or send us an example. Maybe you're right and we just haven't detected the issue yet. Could be. Okay, sorry, go ahead. Do you want to show some filters, maybe?
Yeah, so I just apply a filter, as you can see. This is the before, and now this is how it looks with the filter. Just not to get too crazy with the filters, I'm gonna give it also some darkroom to, let's go to tools, and something that I really like is within details, the structure, it actually makes it look like more HDR effect, and it takes all those details out, make it look more like crispy. Also in basic we can erase a little bit the contrast. This is kind of my own recipe that I already like to do, and it always looks good. Erase a little bit the saturation, and maybe we can play a little bit with the hue to get those purple look even better. And as you can see, there's a difference. And let's stop the check mark. I would also add some vignette, because who doesn't love vignette?
Yeah.
But not, of course, not so much.
Yeah, vignette just sort of like frames your photo and brings focus to what you want the viewer to look at without them really knowing that that's why they're looking at it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Also, you can apply, in this vignette, you can apply some blurriness effect in the edges. You can see here.
Yeah, also people who are looking for what happened to tilt shift, for those of you who used to have the first version of Vignette, so this is where it is. It's called the blur, and you can use it here. It's in Vignette.
Yeah. And stop the check mark, and that's it. This is how you do it. This is the effect.
Very cool. Do you guys like it?
Actually, I like it more than the original
than the
tutorial.
first tutorial that we did. And also, this one took a lot less time, I think, to come up with than the first one.
Yeah.
I think that's how it always is.
Yeah. It's more simple.
We have Chase is actually saying that when he tries to click on settings, the app freezes or crashes. So that's something we're not aware of, so I'm glad you told us about that.
Yeah.
Let's try and go into settings. It's probably not going to crash because I'm sure it doesn't happen every time. This is where settings is. Oh my god, maybe you discovered a bug.
That's interesting. No.
Okay. Well, it shouldn't know that there's something there.
But there's something going on, definitely. All right.
For those of you who don't know, these are the settings you can actually change whether your photo is JPEG or PNG or TIFF. Some people don't care about that at all. Some people it's really important to them. So that's just so you know, that's where it is.
If you want to keep your transparency, so it's very important you save it as a PNG, and then you can just because if you even if you have just a transparency layer and then you save it as a JPEG, it will automatically transform all the transparent areas into white. So if you want to keep the transparency, you should save it as a PNG.
Like if you want to print it onto something, you send it to the printer, but you saved it in JPEG, and then it prints out on white, even though you meant for it to print out transparent. That's the reason. So PNG is good. So Chase, we'll definitely look into that. Maybe you should send us an email and maybe even a crash report. If you don't know how to do that, you can email us, askphotofox@lightricks.com, and we'll tell you how. Or you can send us a message on Facebook.
All right, what do you say we upload this to Instagram?
Yeah, let's upload it to Instagram. If you guys now want to start thinking about what we should call this, we're always up for you guys to name our photos on Instagram. So I'll be looking here for suggestions. Although things tend to come to me in delay here. So maybe I won't see them. Or maybe I will. I feel like, what would we call it?
We could call it
Exploding jump.
Exploding dance.
Jump bomb. No, maybe we shouldn't say bomb. Exploding.
Dance explosion.
Do you guys have any ideas? I'm waiting here.
Explosive moves.
No ideas?
Dispersion, maybe we could use the original name.
Okay, fine. It'll be boring.
Dispersion dance, which is like...
Okay, dispersion dance. It's like alliteration, 2 Ds.
Yeah.
I think you spell it with an S, though.
With an S. Dispersion.
Sion.
Dispersion dance.
Exclamation point.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe also... No, not 3.
Just
not
one.
that excited.
If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do
Alright,
it till
can
the
we
end,
also do an emoji with the... do you have emojis? You have so many languages on
I
your
do.
phone.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I have so many.
The dancer, you know, I want the girl.
All right, let's.
The red dress.
The red dress.
The red dress. Lady
Of
in a red
course.
dress. Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I want.
This one.
This one. Okay. Maybe also the guy. Isn't there a guy dancing?
I think there is a guy dancing.
I don't know if you guys are into emojis as much.
Of course,
much as I
everybody's
am.
into
Is everyone into
emojis.
them? Yeah.
Who's not gonna be into emojis? Come on.
Okay. That's fine. Okay, I feel
Alright.
like,
And now we're gonna do some hashtag, of course.
of course, Enlight and PhotoFax.
And light.
You forgot the H.
Oh, right.
No, not
Thank
there. Joseph.
Photo Fox.
Wait,
And
hold on. There's.
There's something. Yeah, you're good with words. I'm gonna be.
You're good with the visuals. I'm
Already,
good with the
man.
words. We should both keep our
Yeah.
photo facts. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We're gonna upload this right now. You can watch us do it.
Go.
You can see we're also following some of our favorite users. It's something we started doing recently. So be sure to tag us, PhotoFox and Enlight, and we'll be looking for the stuff you guys are doing. This is our Instagram feed, just if you want to see, get some inspiration. All of our tutorials are here also. And yeah.
Also, please, when you create stuff and you upload it on Instagram and also on our group, please be sure if you want to get featured, try to do it as much with high resolution as possible so we can get good
Right,
quality.
this drives us crazy because we come across a photo which is like such a great idea and
Yeah.
so original, and then it's like super pixelated and it's really low quality, and we can't put stuff like that up. So make sure that you use high resolution photos.
Yes.
And yeah, so that's it. Thank you guys for
Thank you
watching
for
us,
watching.
and we'll see you next week.
Bye.